Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Let's Play the War Room. Everybody's favourite series returns. It's time for us now to scroll all the way back down and do Missile Planes. One of the more intimidating War Room maps for one fairly obvious reason, and yes, it's this fellow here. Sturm. Will we be exterminated? Well, bad jokes like that certainly will be. Let's go and have a look, shall we? I hadn't actually thought through who I was going to use or any kind of strategy, so we're going to move straight on and pick Port because I know where I stand with him, really, and he's probably my best character. Now, you can see why this map is so vastly intimidating. Is the huge fleets of neo-tankery that have been deployed against us. Some here, some over here, and some more over here. Not as many, but still enough to be problematic. And as the title of the map would suggest, there are missiles, plenty of them. And the key here really is using them effectively. Of course, you know your old friend Miles Caliber's not very good at doing that, or doing anything to a competent standard. So what I'm going to do is what I always do to begin with, and that is begin with infantry. However, just as a heads up, not going to build one here because it would immediately die and it would be pointless. Because neo-tanks have a great deal punch. And it's spiked with spikes. With Sturm's beat stats, he can knock out an infantry in one hit, even if it does have terrain stars. He's just that badass. However, I can build an infantry everywhere else, and they will be used to fire off the missiles in huge fucking quantities. We know Hawk's abilities all too well. Sturm's I may not have covered, and certainly not for a long time, so we'll go over those again. His stats are improved both in attack and defense on a day-to-day basis, 120, 120, which is the same as Kanbei was in Advanced Wars 1 and Advanced Wars DS. In this, he's actually slightly higher than that. But Sturm's biggest advantage, at least in my opinion, is his ability to cross terrain without any movement penalties, so tanks trundling through forest without giving even the slightest iota of shit. Which, as I said, in my opinion, is what makes him as powerful as he is. Also, the retardedly overpowered Meteor Strike, to which he sacrifices having a regular CO power to own. He's a bit of an asshole indeed. Now, each of these little channels divided by pipes has a choke point, indicated by the water feature. These are your best friends, and you will be needing them. Two reasons. One, it allows you to bunch up the neo-tanks and, not be swamped by them, especially up here, where a lot of the actual fighting will be happening, at least to begin with. And also for clumping them all together to be hit with juicy missiles. Which is what we're going to do now. Here we go. Missile number 1. Now, thinking about your target priority is very important here. And I must admit, I hadn't done a lot of that. Well, this area is fairly important because it represents a very large financial advantage. Ditto with this one, because of the pipe seam, they can just come straight through and fuck your day, which is certainly what will happen if you're not careful. However, this area being where you want to build most of your defense, because it's right next to his base, you need to have those opponents weakened too, and also weakening his infantry helps a lot with slowing down his income. So it's difficult to choose one. Because if you could just pick one and pound it with missiles, you can make things very easy for yourself. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to do that to begin with. I'm going to make a mess out of you with sky-eye missiles, not 5 in a row. And you won't hide in a box. It won't save you this time. Oh no. What are you going to do now? Or will you cry? I think that, yeah, probably will. Put one there as well. Spread the damage out a little bit because, as we know, the computer likes to join damaged units. So this will slow them right down as he sits there going, oh, I must piece these back together. Along with the entrails of the pilots. No, that would be aircraft, and these are not. Hang on, I want to make sure I get them done in sequence here. So yeah, this would be the next one down. So we want to missile away. But the question is where, the question is how, and the question is why is this happening to us again? Oh my god. Slightly off kilter there. Tell you what, let's plonk this one here and then stop firing missiles down there because I think that's enough damage for one area. I want to get that missile, but I can't, so I will have to pick this one instead. That is fine, but where shall it go? I don't know. Do you? I don't think you do. Alright, well that's just too promising a target to ignore, really, isn't it? Spladoosh. Damage being inflicted. This really is your only hope against the endless fucking swarms of Neotanks. It's the only way you will prevail, believe me. Now, that's that row done, so now we're on this one. We've only got 2 to use here because of the whole didn't build an extra infantry thing, for obvious reasons. Plonk that one there, knock those all down to 1 health, and take most of them out of the equation together. And finally, this one. It's difficult. Because this area is very vulnerable to being taken over by this little clutch of balls up here. Should probably have thought about this before. I'll tell you what, since we've done enough damage everywhere else, let's launch the last few up here. Really slow that down, because this area here, as I said, is going to be where you're doing most of your actual unit building and fighting to stave off death. Possibly down here as well, because you'll need to... Hang on. Yeah, it's just these 3 left. Because you'll need to, well, not get murdered while you hold on to your own territory. I can speak perfectly well, thanks. Missile there. May leave it there on that one, may not. I'll have a look. I think I've got 1 left, haven't I? 2 left. Good. Alright. Take this one, and where shall it go? Probably should hit all of them to some degree. All 3 lanes, anyway. So let's do that. La douche. And 1 final missile, and we will use... Make sure you don't use fire by accident, because the icon does look the same. Same again. Same again, Barman. Missiles. Okay. Then, what do you propose that we do instead? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. It's build plenty of infantry. Because now is the time for missile. No, really it is. You've got to get as many of the ones that remain as you can. Because if you don't, you know he will. So you want to try and use them up. It's the same as I mentioned before in Pay Dirt, I think, with missiles. You want to get them out of the way. It might be Banker Hills. Honestly, it's been a while, so I don't actually remember. I'm also going to build an artillery here, and then a couple more infantry just to keep capturing up. It's going to be a tricky one, and there's no real debate about that. It's also going to be a fairly long-winded one by my estimation. Blarg. Oh, it survives, and the great thing about missiles is you don't need health to fire them. Unlike capturing where you do. You need health to do the thing. There you go. All joining up, as planned. It really mitigates the whole getting killed. Ugh, he says. Oh! All that praising the survival, and it was pointless. Oh dear. Well, yeah, it could have been worse. It could have been a whole lot worse. Alright, well the missiles on the top are now gone, so now we're going to want to capture and impose war taxes on you. Yes, and missiles will be the order of the day, particularly this one, because it's a nice, easy one to grab. Where should it go, though? Missile target priority becomes even more difficult to do right now. I say here, because if I can lock this middle area down, I can stop Sturm taking it, and really this is where your defeat lies. If he's able to get through that pipe seam and capture this, fucking forget you. The only advantage you really have in this entire map, other than the missiles, is finances, because you've got these huge blocks of territory, and Sturm really only has this. If you can get over the Neotank wave at the beginning, you stand to do a lot better for yourself. Can't get to that missile, so I'm going to try. Instead, I'm going to just... Oh, no, there's a base there. You're going to want that. I'm also going to want this, but where does it go? Questions that I must answer very quickly indeed. Well, that's a viable target, and I do have a lot of missiles going this turn, so you know what? Yeah, we're going to throw that one down there. Just knock those 3 Neotanks pretty much out again. This one's kind of a problem. This one's a pretty big problem, but I might be able to meat shield it and get something built down there that could kill it. Maybe after a missile or 2. I don't know. Well, we're up here now. Well, I can only really use 1 missile here. Gotta pick one carefully. Let's go with this one, because it's further away from my HQ, so it can be easier for Sturm to reach. I know it's not really even something to consider at the moment, given the huge distance required, but it's forethought, really. Massive forethought? Yeah, that's what it is now, even if it wasn't before. There is tempting, and certainly I'm considering it. It's there, but that only really damages this one. or there's here, which gets those two, and neither of them are damaged, and that's fairly important. Let's plonk one down here, because I need to do some damage there, because without a full health Neo Tank on my own, it's going to be difficult to take a full health one down. This infantry is pretty useless, I must be honest. It was unfortunate he chose to go there, and that one can't reach any missiles for capture. Now here, again, oh, now we got two. Splendid! Not needing to survive is a big advantage for you and also for me. This one really needs to be hit by something, so yeah, alright, that's where the extra missile will go. Just need to do some damage to it, keep it from ruining my day too badly. And this one. Where's it going to go? I was thinking here. 2 full health Neo Tanks could definitely be a problem. That said, here is also still very tempting. But no, in the end, I'm going to need to do some more. Oh, I have to hit my own infantry to do it, but that's fine. He's not really that important anyway. He's fairly expendable. It's not actually possible for Sturm to stop all of them. Okay, well, I'm done, because I meant to capture that. It's not actually possible for Sturm to stop all of these infantry, because there are so many, and he's running out of Neo Tanks by joining them, so I should be okay down there for a while. It's here I need to hold on to very crucially, so this is where I need some actual fucking units that can't be hit. Unfortunately, this Neo Tank can hit anything it wants. Maybe it's not really worth building anything substantial then, just stick to infantry for now. Well, not up there. No, there it doesn't really need anything, so that gives me a little bit more of a window of opportunity. That would be pointless because he would die immediately. Strategizing slowly because it makes for entertaining viewing. Of course it does. Why would you doubt it? Because you are insane. Alright, here's my plan. Mechs then, because it's a balance between nothing and some kind of firepower, I guess. Alright, infantry for the rest of the way, I think. Probably don't need any more down there, that would be overkill. That would be underkill, perhaps. But I'm going to do it anyway. Hooper Garb! Oh well, since we're here anyway, might as well just spend that. Let's build one. And so I save 1,000. What the florbs? No one knows what the currency is. No one at all. Credits, maybe? Gold, I guess G would tell you that. I don't know, it seems like gold would be a bit archaic for a game like this. Who knows? You be the judge. Or don't. Oh! You did. Okay, well that's fine, I guess. It's just infantry, really. It's not a huge loss. So long as I'm holding on to that left area, that's what's crucial. I think that's what really spells your undoing most of the time. Can't get to this missile now, which is slightly unfortunate, but I can get to one of these two. I can use this one, that's 2 missiles, and I can also get this one. That's 3. Not bad. Not perfect, but not bad. Well, let's finish capturing the stuff up here first, because I know I'll need it to break your face and to break your grip on this world and on this city. We built it on rock and roll. Yeah, nice little segue there. I like to think so. Okay, that's probably starting to need something a bit bigger than an infantry. It's tricky now, actually. There, though, is too inviting to ignore. Those tanks have just too much health. What did I tell you about not doing that? Mouse Caliber doesn't pay attention to what he's fucking doing. Okay, that could actually be a big problem, because I'm not going to get to use that missile straight away now. I may not get to use it at all. That infantry was the only one in position. Fuck. That's actually really bad news. I think you underestimate just how bad that news really is. Well, it's there, which is extremely tempting in terms of limiting capturing, so you know what? If this is a game of finances, and it is, I need to stop him. You can also do a bit of damage there. Double dose, in fact. And capture that. This isn't really going to achieve very much of anything, so meat shield the crap. I said meat shield crap. At the very least, it'll mean this tank stays here and shoots rather than moving forward. I can't use this missile because it's too far away. That's a problem. Struggling to come up with a plan. Hang on a minute. Oh, barely anything good, right. The meteor is definitely a big factor in this. You need to carefully consider when it will land and have a lure build, because if you don't, you dead. And there's no coming back from that mistake. Believe me, I know that of which I speak. Alright, well we need to move towards that missile, so I'm going to do that. I'm also going to capture nearby stuff and hopefully keep him locked down. I wish I could afford a medium tank. It would have been perfect for that situation. Built one too many infantries last turn, didn't I? Oops. Didn't mean to. Knew that. Oh well. What can we do instead? I don't know. It's the advantage of missile damage, I'm not sure I've mentioned before. It doesn't ever count towards the CO power bar. So, you know, that's a thing. Alright. In that case then, tanks will get pretty much one shot with this motherfucker right here. I've still got a few missiles to come, so maybe hold on just a little longer on that one. Yeah, there we go. One of those will be able to grab the missile next turn, hopefully. We'll stick to mechs, because they are at least capable of some kind of punch. Spiked with spikes. I don't know if I did that joke already. If I did, then too bad. That will probably do then. We'll just put another infantry, because I want to keep this as far back as I can, really. In fact, yeah. Keep swamping the map with units. Make sure he can't overrun me. Numbers-wise, I've got him beat, so eventually I will whittle down the Neo-tanks, hopefully. Here he comes. He's got an angry glint in his eye. It's the one on his left because it is a little cross-shaped. And no one knows why. Okay, well this is actually going reasonably well. Certainly better than any of my practice runs, because yeah, I had a few of those. Haha! Nah, this is my first attempt. I never do practice runs. What are you talking about? Madness is being spewed out of your mouth. Madness and incomprehensible gibberish, although I thought I was the master of that. Tricky, to be sure, but it will be done. This is the area that's crucial, remember. It's not ideal to jump missiles down there, though. Seems a bit of a waste, is the thing. There's not a very big enough crowd to do it. But this area is so important. There's a lot of friendly fire to take, though. I can put it here instead, and I will. It's too much damage to my own stuff. It's really just going to cause problems. Can't. Oh, wow, this one survived? Well, there you go, then, I suppose. Again, same deal here, although the ones in question are already damaged, so it doesn't really matter as much. So, you know what? I'm going for it. Fool's move, perhaps, but we will soon discover the answer to that question. Also, I have another missile. I actually didn't realise that. Where's this one going to land? This one needs to go up here, I feel. But where exactly? I think those... Oh, yeah, there's way too tempting. Spladoosh. Takes those three Neo-tanks pretty much out of the game as well. Gotta keep that up, gotta keep that going down the road. Also doing well on Meteor Strike. This is good news. Keep weakening him. In fact, that is a golden opportunity to hit him from all three sides. Takes him in, down to 1 health, and also imprisons him in that little corner there. Now then. Best idea here, I'm feeling, is that. It's guaranteed damage, really. Meat shield that one off. And capture, yes! Okay, this is actually going quite well, without cursing it, hopefully. Because I've gotten everything in my grasp, hopefully. I lied about most of the fighting taking place up there, at least at this point. It will eventually, but I don't think right now. These are all reasonably safe now, because there's not a lot to threaten them, so that's economically sound. This area could do with a bit more killing of your face. No, you know what? I'm going to stay there and take that shot. I need to keep my options open for capturing. Again, it's a question of numbers as much as anything. He can't stop everything there, so it works out kind of well. Now, as for actually fighting units, I'm going to get a Neo-tank there, medium tank there. this is the area I need to hang on to. Crucially, it's very important. It tends to be what crucial means, yes. Well established. And a couple of infantry there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And capture there. Okay. Hit me with your worst, Terminator.